What's going on, boys and girls? Today we're going to be making some bread. You know, I love bread, but sometimes bread doesn't love me. And so I've started making my own bread because I've noticed one thing about the bread that you buy at the grocery store now. It can sit on the counter for 2 or 3 weeks and it doesn't spoil. That kind of scares me. So we're going to be making our own bread. And hopefully you guys will like this recipe. Here we go. Alrighty, I'm using Bob's Red Mill artesian flour. We're using 6 cups of that. We're going to use 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 4 tablespoons of sugar, and 1.5 tablespoons of active dry yeast, and 2 cups of warm water. You want the water to be at about 110 degrees. Alrighty, we've got our 2 cups of water here. Rule of thumb is, guys, you want the water hot enough to bathe a baby in. That's what I've always been told, but not hot enough to scorch you. We're going to add that in there. We're going to put our yeast in there, and then we're going to add our sugar. And the sugar activates the yeast. And we're going to give it a little bit of a stir here, just to get it nice and mixed. Now, I know some folks don't like metal on metal, so get over it. All right, now we're just going to put that to the side for about 5 to 10 minutes. All right, guys, after about 5, 7, 10 minutes or so, your yeast mixture should look like that right there. That's what you want. You want it to be foamy, frothy, all the bubbles in there. That means it's activated. So now we're going to add our salt to this. And we're going to add our oil to it, if I don't spill it. And then you want to do the flour 1 cup at a time, which you're just going to pour a little bit in there. Look what it's doing. Look at that. Put a little bit in there and give it a mix. And I'm going to come back, guys, when I'm going to come back once I got it all mixed. I'm not going to sit here and bore you with mixing the flour. All right, so you would think it wasn't going to come together with those 6 cups of flour, but it does come together. Now we're going to put it onto a floured surface, and we're going to knead this for about 5 minutes. All right, you want it basically like that right there. Mat it down here. And I'm not going to go through the whole process, guys, but I'm going to kind of show you what to do here. Just put that down here. Just knead it. You can do it by hand. And I usually just flatten it out like that. Then I'll roll it. I'll flip it like this. And I'll keep doing that over and over and just kind of moving it around. And as the flour sticks on it, it'll get less and less sticky, which is really not that sticky now. But again, you want to flatten it and then just kind of turn it on itself pretty much. All right, and we'll just keep doing that for about 5 minutes, y'all. All right, now we're going to oil the inside of our bowl. I'm just using some cooking spray, y'all. This is the same bowl that we took the flour out of. So if you see some specks on it, that's where it came from. It's not that we're using a nasty bowl. Put that down in there and flip it over so it's on both sides. And now the most important part, guys, you got to cover this up and keep it in a warm place. Now this is a very important step right here. Cover it, put it in a warm place. You can put it in your oven and like take a boiling cup of water and put it inside your oven. That'll keep it warm. I've got a proofing box that we're going to use, and we're going to let this baby sit. You see what size it is now? We're going to let this baby sit for about an hour or so. Then we're going to come back and then we're going to knead it one more time and then put it in our bread pans. All right, this is our proofing box. Right now, the temperature in there is 71 degrees. And so we got it set for an hour. We're going to close this baby up. It's got a little window that you can see through, but it'll keep it nice and warm. I love this thing. You can buy one of these for like 20 bucks, y'all. I forget how much it was. Ooh, look at that. Now that's what I call rising right there. All right, we're going to take that out here and we're gonna knead it for another 3 minutes. All right, look how well that's almost tripled in size, guys. That's how you know that yeast is working. All right, we're gonna take this here and we're gonna push it down, kind of deflate it a little bit. And then we're gonna flour up our sheet again, and we're gonna knead it for 3 minutes this time, and then we're gonna grease our pans up, and then it goes back inside of the proofer for another 30 minutes. All right, just like before, y'all. Just fold it over itself like that. Again, we're gonna do this for 3 minutes this time. All we're doing is folding it, and then folding it again. And I'll fold it toward me one time, then I'll fold it this way. And then I'll fold it this way. There's no really, I'm sure there is a system about doing it, guys. Thankfully, the way I've done this, it comes out good every time. So we'll come right back here in a second. All righty, now once we get it kneaded for 3 minutes, y'all, we're gonna cut this in half. Now I have left it just like this, but it makes a gigantic loaf of bread. I mean a big giant one. So we're gonna split it in half. So here, let's see if these lines are lined up here good. So we're gonna go about halfway. And that's gonna be right down this center lane right here. Right about there. Okay. And then we're going to take our greased pan here. I've already greased it. And we're going to form this into more of a loaf kind. So they're kind of long, because the pans are long. They're not your traditional loaf pans. So we want these to be kind of on the long side here. You'll see in a second, guys. So we'll come back once we get those in shape. Now, again, these pans are kind of on the long side. This is your traditional pan right here, guys. But again, even in this pan, this thing was about this high, y'all. So this is going to be real good. And again, you just want to make it fit in there. This is going to rise really, really good. If it does like it did the last time, it's going to rise really, really good. Okay, we're going to go right back into proofer. That's good right there. Get us some cooking spray to go on top. And again, the important part, covering it up, y'all. You got to cover it up. Those gases, the gases will form underneath it or between the bag and the yeast, and it just makes it rise a little bit better. At least that's my philosophy. Okay, we got one for that here. And we'll grab another one for the other one here. And then we'll come right back. Alrighty, so they have risen. They probably doubled in size. We're going in the oven, 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Alrighty, guys, look at that. Does that not look good? Let's go ahead and take those babies out. We're gonna let them cool. There we have it, y'all. That came out really, really good. Now, they could have been a little bit higher, you know, as far as if I put it in the smaller container, they probably would have rose up a little bit higher. But this is good right here. 'Cause again, I don't usually make a whole lot of sandwiches, and when I do, I usually just freeze the bread anyway. So this is going to be great right here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, comment on the video, hit that little thumbs up, and that really triggers the algorithm to send out more notifications to people that like these videos, so that they can see the type of information that we put out there. And I hope you guys have a really good day. Peace.